On April 22nd, 2013, I was hit by a 5-inch fire hose when it was charged with water while performing my job to set up a water supply to the attack engine. I notified the incident commander and the assistant chief as to what happened and was asked to fill out an accident report, which I did the following day. I called the treasurer's office asking for a medical appointment at the town's medical treatment center, which was Concentra Medical in Waterbury. After seeing the doctor and receiving multiple x-rays, he said he would be in touch with me as to the results of the x-rays. He called and said I had a total removal from my right shoulder of my right rotator cuff and I would need surgery. Seeing Dr. Glenn Taylor from NOS, we discussed the mechanism of injury, the areas of severe pain, and I received multiple MRIs, 6 in total, and I paid for 2 out of my pocket, one which was reimbursed by the fire department. He informed me that in addition to my right shoulder injury, I had a left shoulder rotator cuff tear, a hamstring rupture, which removed the hamstring from my hip, and an injury to the right side hip and lower back injury. The ruptured hamstring on my left side cannot be repaired surgically. As of today, March 26, 2019, only the right shoulder injury has been treated, requiring 2 separate surgeries. So you ask, why haven't the other injuries been treated? That is because during a formal hearing at the State of Connecticut Workers' Compensation Commission, District 5 office, Ms. Joyce Grugowski, Assistant Treasurer, testified she knew nothing of the accident. Her testimony to the commission is included in my brochure. As stated above, she made all the appointments, and because of her actions alone, my case to get treated was tainted. The insurance company has and continues to fight each and every possible effort to get treatment. They say I must have fallen down elsewhere, even though there was no medical paperwork to substantiate their theory. Yes, I did fall down when I got hit by a water-filled fire hose weighing over 900 pounds. They have employed that I am a liar and a huckster trying to get something for free.
Okay, we limit to 3 minutes but for public comment. You want to submit that as testimony?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you. Okay, next is announcements. Any other public comment? Any other public comment?
Richard Santola, I live on Bagley Road. Can I see that document, please?
Yes,
I'm just gonna.
That's fine.
Continuing Mr. Bedard's letter. What has the town done to get the treatment required to make a full recovery? Answer, 0. On the January 30th, 2019, I and Dave Klein, president of the fire department, met with First Selectman Jeff Manville and Assistant Cindy Harrison. Mr. Manville said it was up to the lawyers and there's nothing the town could do. I reiterated that your employee lied in court and tainted my case in the mind of the insurance company. And doesn't the town shoulder some responsibility to correct this? There was no response from Mr. Manville and Ms. Harrison. I believe that none of you know this happened or something would have been done to correct it. To add one more hardship, I was self-employed machinist, model maker, and now unable to function at a full-time job. Since this injury, I am now in foreclosure at 7 Stiles Road with approximately 80 days left before I am forced out. Living in Southbury since 1967, and this is what I get as a thank you from the town after 43 years of volunteering to help and protect my neighbors, friends, family, and townspeople in times of need and emergencies. How much money has the volunteer fire department saved the taxpayers? Millions of dollars over the years, but get hurt through no fault of your own volunteering for the town, and you get a get out of town free card. Newsflash, the true cost of volunteering in Southbury. Respectfully, Bob Bedard.
Thank you. Any other public comment?
My name is Alan Brindley. I live on Oldfield Road. I was made aware this afternoon that past Chief Joe Dilly sent a letter to the Board of Selectmen, or brought a letter to the Board of Selectmen. I'd like to have that read into the record.
And that will be in next week's correspondence. It just came today. Okay, any other public comment? Any other public comment? Any other public comment? Seeing none, we'll move on. Announcements and correspondence. For the record, I'd like to read that into the record. There was some question about the ambulance, whether the ALS calls were being made. And this is from Christopher Grillo, Officer Grillo, Corporal Grillo. Sir, per your request, I reviewed the call data for ALS calls from January 1st, 2019 until April 8th, 2019. In addition, I spoke to Geraldine about the reference to the call data that was made at the Selectmen's meeting in April 4th. In short, there was a miscommunication, and the actual call data is as follows. From January 1st, 2019 till present, Campion has provided 1 or 2 paramedics upon request 100% of the time as contracted. And that's from Chris Grillo. Okay, we have our reports in front of us. Any questions on that? We'll move on to the consent agenda. Do I have a motion?
I'll make a motion to approve it.
Do I have a second, Justin?
Second.
Made and seconded. Any discussion on the consent agenda? Hearing none, I'll call the vote. All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Mike, are you there? Aye, okay.
Aye.
And any abstentions or noes, and it carries. Minutes of April 4th, 2019. Do I have a
Make a
motion?
motion to approve the minutes.
You make the motion, Mike?
I'm making the motion to approve the minutes.
Okay, do I have a second?
I'll second it.
Made and second, any discussion? All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? And it carries. Thank you, Mike. It carries. Bids and procurement, you have in front of you, the banking RFP. Is there any, question on that? Are we gonna bring it up on the screen? Okay. All right, so there's a request by the Board of Finance to review the RFP services and completed the evaluation, recommends the following. After extensive review of all the proposals received and meeting with the finalists for banking services, the committee consisting of Cindy Harrison, Justin Betty, John Riley, and Dan Colton recommends to the board that IM Bank be chosen as the town of Southbury's banking service provider. Is there any discussion or questions?
I was just gonna ask Justin, since he was part of the discussion, if he had any comments or insights on what happened?
Put your mic on.
We basically came down to the two that we currently use as being the two finalists, I guess you could say. And I would argue that it was pretty close. They're both offering us very good service. Different departments in the town use the different banks. And they're both very happy with both of the institutions. So it was a difficult choice, but at the end of the day, we felt that IN could serve us a little bit better.
So we had 2 banks before, and now we have 1?
Correct.
Who was the other bank?
Newtown.
Newtown Savings?
Mike, you have any questions?
Yeah, was the recommendation unanimous, Justin?
Was the vote unanimous? Yes,
Great. No more questions.
right, it was unanimous. Yep, okay. All right, do I have a motion?
I'll make a motion.
I'll second.
Resolved that the Southbury Board of Selectmen, upon the request of the Board of Finance and the recommendation of the committee to review the RFPs for banking services, hereby approves appointing Ion Bank as the Town of Southbury's banking service provider. We have a motion, a second, any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Any,
Aye.
okay, any opposed? Any abstentions? It carries. Okay, we're gonna move on to the library, request to waive the bidding process for the library website, implementation. Does anybody have any question on this? Mike, do you have any questions on this?
I do not.
Make a motion to approve.
I'll second.
Motion made and second to approve, resolved that the Board of Selectmen hereby approves waiving the bidding process and authorizes the procurement of the new library website implementation from Library Market. Any discussion? All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed?
Aye.
Mike is an aye, and it carries. Thank you. With that, I would say that I think the rest of tonight's agenda can be put till we have a full board at the next meeting. Is there any objection to that? Mike, any objection?
No objections on my part. I think that's a good idea.
Okay. Just want to say that Bill Pitar will be moving on as a reporter for Waterbury Republican. We wish you good luck in whatever endeavors you do, and the board appreciates your reporting. Okay, is there a
Thank you, Bill.
Mike says thank you, have you heard that? Okay, motion to adjourn?
Do we have to make a motion to move the business to another meeting, or can we just adjourn it?
No, that'll just be on the next agenda.
Okay.
It'll be
Fine
as
with me. I'm
unfinished business.
You know, if Jason was here, he'd probably have some point of order about it.
Is everybody comfortable with that?
Yeah.
Okay. Do we have a motion to adjourn?
I'll move to adjourn.
Made and seconded by Justin.
Second, yeah.
Just let me say, happy Passover, happy Easter, safe journey, Mike. Be careful out there.
Thank you, and happy holidays, Easter, and all celebrating there as well.
Okay. All in favor of the adjourned motion, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed?
Aye.
And it carries. Thank you. We're adjourned. Bye, Mike. Appreciate it.